Well, hello. My name is Gant, and welcome back to Crystalline. Last time, we defeated Voided Wolf's Den, and we won the day. Now we're here at the campsite, after leaving Wolf's Den, to go to Arendelle, I think. So, let us continue. We choose a secluded area off of the main road, and set to work. Leanna and I split up to search for firewood, while Zach and Kara prepare our rations. Amy unrolls her sleeping pack and lights the campfire. The Pongo cuddles beside her, watching the dancing flames. Once the food is ready, all of us gather around and begin to eat in silence. Kara playfully breaks the silence.
Foiling another void operation. Seems like just another day in the life now.
Actually, now that you mention it, we have seen a lot of Void's presence lately. Weren't they supposed to have been disbanded and outlawed? Why are they everywhere?
Unless every single person who believes in Void's ideals and goals are gone, it's impossible to fully get rid of Void. They've always been around, even after the Tree of Assyria. They're just more secretive about it now.
Yeah, they're secretive, but we've been seeing them like in every fucking town. You know what I mean? What was it? The second town we went to when controlling the mayor. Stonecrest with the kids. Now Wolfston, that's like 3 times already. What the fuck?
It's just, you won't find them unless you know where to look.
Like, we weren't really looking for them though. Amelia thinks.
If what you say about Void and its operations are true, then the most logical course of action would be to alert the Mage Guild or Academy of their whereabouts.
They're probably already aware of Void activities and have missions to monitor or take care of things.
It's true that the Mage Guild is involved with a lot of suspicious reports of magical activities. I'm sure many of them have some connection to Void, which the Guild would keep secret so as not to entice widespread panic.
I hate that so much. It's like, wouldn't you want them to panic a little bit to be prepared? Like, let's just say, I don't know, the Taliban are in America. Wouldn't you want to be like, hey, motherfuckers, they're here, so, because, you know what, no, because that would cause racial tensions, and that would suck. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. No panic. That makes sense. A resourceful organization like that would have some serious flaws in its intelligence if they were completely blindsided by all of this. Amy nods.
What has been said seems sensible.
Zach points to the bag of spears.
What are we gonna do with those? Someone will probably come looking for them.
Leanna moves towards the bag.
We'll turn them into the Mage Guild of the next city, and let them know what happened.
She tries to secure the bag when a blue little head pops up.
Poi!
The Pongo dives back into the sea of spears, and we hear content sighs of Poi.
Pongo, what are you doing in there?
She reaches straight into the bag and pulls him out, much to the Pongo's dismay.
Poi!
He struggles against her grip, but she grabs him firmly. If a Pongo absorbs a tainted spear, will the Pongo become tainted too? Amy shakes her head.
No, the way a sphere becomes tainted is by becoming supersaturated with energy, thus becoming unstable.
Alright.
A Pongo's absorption of energy is to turn sad energy into fuel. He is unaffected by the type of energy absorbed.
So does that mean he could literally purify the spears? Or you know what I mean? It's unstable energy, right? So get the Pongo, he sucks up all that extra energy to make it stable, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's 1 in the morning and I'm just trying to create conspiracy theories, okay? Kara looks intrigued. She scoots closer to the Pongo and tickles him. He giggles.
Huh, I never knew that.
If that's the case, why aren't our If that's the case, why aren't Pongos used against Void? Send them into Void establishment to absorb tainted spears.
Absorbing spears doesn't happen overnight. And when a Pongo is full, he'll stop absorbing energy. Just like how we can't eat anymore after we finished a meal.
Okay. But what if we get like 20 of them? How about 20 Pongos? You think that'll work? I don't know.
Perhaps in a span of a couple months, a Pongo could remove all energy within a tainted sphere.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. The process is just too slow to be effective during a battle.
Then why don't you make it better? Like, you see how the Pongo is taking the energy, right? Like, find a way to do, like, make a device that, like, does that similar but better. You get what I mean? I don't know. The Pongo managed to wiggle out of Leanna's grasp and plops down beside me. He stares longingly at the bag, but makes no move to return. We finish up eating and begin to clean up. Afterwards, I sniffle a yawn. The stars shine pinpoint of light amidst the black sky, and their comforting glow makes me even sleepier. We have had a long day. As the rest of the group also gets ready for bed, I crawl into my bedroll and close my eyes. The night is still, and gradually I can hear the soft breathing of my friends as they each drift to sleep. A gentle shuffling noise has me open my eyes. I see the Pongo slip out of Leanna's bedroll and tiptoe over towards the bag of spears, glancing back every so often at her sleeping form to make sure she doesn't hear. When he gets close, he shuffles the last few inches to the back and scrambles inside. That motherfucker. The last thing I hear is a purring of poise as I drift to sleep. I can just imagine the Pongo, like, fucking becoming fat. Pongo, did you absorb all the spears? And you see, like, a big ass Pongo, like a big rock. And he's like, poi. Like, his voice changed. It's not poi. It's now poi. It's like him saying no. Okay, I wake up. That was crazy. That was a crazy day yesterday, but we somehow managed to pull through. I stand up and stretch while looking around. Everyone seems to be sleeping. Everyone but Leanna, of course. She's always up bright and early to practice. I think she's rubbing off on me because I'm waking up early these days too.
Hi.
I look down at my Pongo. What the? Motherfucker, he is bigger. He's a bigger blob than I remember. He grins contently. Were you absorbing energy all night?
Poi.
I'm glad to see you're happy. Now I gotta be tough on him. I gotta be like a tough mom on him. That's it. No more absorbing energies till dinner time. You can't just have You can't just have all the energies you see. Look at yourself. The Pongo frowns.
Poi.
Yes, I did call you fat.
Poi.
Am I understanding the Pongo? It's like fucking Pokemon with like Ash and Pikachu. The Pongo tries to bounce indignantly, but struggles with his extra bulk. He looks hopelessly down at himself.
Poi.
I stretch again. Ever since I got into the routine with Leanna, I look forward to our morning spar. Between the magic training and the sword training, maybe I could eventually become a Mage-Knight. It doesn't take me long to find Leanna, back in her usual outfit. But I like her other outfit. She sits cross-legged with her eyes closed, as if meditating. Her crystal glows in her manipulator, but otherwise she doesn't move. As I move closer, she breaks from her trance and gives me a warm smile.
Good morning.
Hey. Just practicing energy channeling? She nods.
I was just waiting for a certain someone to wake up so we could spar.
Please don't hurt me. It's time to that's stupid. What if I don't want to spar? What about that? Milady tips my fedora. I wear an apologetic smile. My apologies. I should not keep a lady waiting. Leanna giggles.
Aren't you quite the gentleman? But don't think that means I'll go easy on you.
I ready my blade. I wouldn't have it any other way.
We'll start with a standard spar. The goal is to knock your opponent to the ground. Ready?
My grip tightens around my blade. I nod. Let's go. We dash towards each other and our swords meet in a metallic clang. Leanna spins around and swings her sword towards my side. I bring my sword down and I hear another class of metal hit. As metal hit metal. Then I push her blade back as I move to strike. Leanna easily parries it as she knocks my sword away, creating an opening. I manage to dodge her strike just in time. She ducks low to avoid my retaliation blow and thrusts her sword again. We continue to dance back and forth as the duel progresses. I feel myself improving. I'm not having as much trouble defending against Leanna's attack, and I'm able to get a few jabs of my own in too. Beads of sweat cover Leanna's forehead in a light sheen. It doesn't look like she's using her wind magic to buff her. Leanna matches my intensity, something she does in every match. Just as I feel confident I'm having the upper hand, she increases her skill level, and I have to scramble to keep up again. Regardless of my improvement, I still haven't been able to beat her in a single match, and those statistics do hurt my pride a little. Maybe if I could distract her and catch her by surprise, I'll have a better chance of winning a match. I've been playing by Leanna's rules this whole time. Maybe it's time to play from Zach's book. Do whatever you need to win. I could see this going terribly wrong. You wanna know why? Like, I'm gonna try to do something and like accidentally hit her, like, and it like fucking cut her. I don't want that. Or like, I don't want to be a dick either. Like, I don't mind losing, fuck it. These are practice duels anyway, and the goal is to improve, not to win. We continue to spar as usual, trading blow for blow, but ultimately, as she has done so many times before, she managed to knock me over. Leanna walks over to me and offers me a hand to help me up. As we cool down, she gives me some more pointers on how to improve, as well as some encouraging words on how much I've grown. After a brief break, Leanna has us duel a few more times to help with my endurance and training. She barely broke a sweat even after my limbs feel like lead and I can barely stand. No wonder Mage-Knights are such a force to be reckoned with. Everyone else is up by the time we return to camp. Oh, my foot is itchy. Sorry. It's just... Okay, there we go. I'm like fucking... I smell the delicious aroma of food and grab myself a bowl. Once everyone is served, we sit down together to eat. After a few minutes of silence, Amelia seems to remember something and grabs a book from her pack.
Here.
What? She hands it to Kara. Kara blinks in surprise, and I notice it's the same book Kara gave Amy back at the Earth Temple.
You don't want this anymore.
Amelia shakes her head.
I have read through the literature and it does not contain any information which could be of use.
Really? We found it in an old temple. Are you sure it's not something that the Mage Academy would want?
Amy shakes her head again.
The text is a subjective moral lesson in the way of a fictional story about an adolescent. This yields no academical benefit.
Are you saying that's a fiction book? Kara thinks, then shrugs.
Okay, if you're sure you don't want it, then I can sell it. It's still an ancient relic after all.
Do as you please with it.
All right, thanks, Amy.
She nods and resumes eating. That's it. That didn't... Okay. Once everyone has eaten their fill, we clean up camp and continue on our journey. We travel together for quite some time. Finally, the sun begins to begin dipping low and streaking the sky with sizzling pink and yellow. Rocks crust under our boots as we continue down the path. The air is brisk and goosebumps shiver up my arm. A sharp breeze cuts through my clothes and I wonder how much further we need to walk. We manage to drag our way through the chilly The chill deepens with each vanishing beam of sunlight. Kara leads the way, a few steps ahead of us. Zach's expression is hard to read, but I notice him pulling his coat a little tighter around him. Leanna rubs her hands together before puffing a hot breath into a cradle of her palms. The pongo nuzzles against my neck and disappears into my scarf. He's even colder than usual, making me shiver again. I guess I'm not the only one noticing the chill.
Aw, poor little guy. It's pretty cold out, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We should pick up the pace. When night falls, it's only going to get worse.
We agree. My teeth rattles from the cold, and I tuck my freezing hands under my arms. The bitter breeze swirls toward Leanna's hair and makes her shiver. She cools tighter into herself. Amelia's cloak balloons out behind her, and she lifts her hood over her head. Ask why she's not using fire magic to keep warm. Yeah, fuck it. If you have fire magic, use that shit, the fuck. Hey, Amy, can't you use your fire magic to keep us warm?
Such an expenditure of energy would be wasteful.
Ah, come on, Amy. She shakes her head. I let out a deep, defeated sigh. A human furnace would have been so nice. We continue. The wind ruffles my hair as we passes right through me, numbing me with cold. Even Zach folds into himself, and he shoves his hands deeper in his pockets. Amelia yanks her hood tighter around her ears and face and tries to keep her cloak from billowing out too much. Leanna keeps her head down. The frigid air turns your cheeks pink. But Kara is walking ahead of us with a little skip into her step. Her arms dangle at her side as if she's just taking an afternoon stroll. I nudge Zach. Is Kara not cold? Zach untucks himself from his coat long enough to take a look. Then his voice drops too.
Doesn't seem like she is.
Leanna hears us talking and blinks in surprise at Kara.
How is she not cold?
It's because she's smoking high. No, I'm just kidding. That was really lame. That it's because she's hot. What kind of magic is this? There's only one explanation. She's obviously knows magic. Zach and Leanna just stares at me. Never mind. fucking, Leanna. This stupid ass dumbass. What a stupid un pendejo. It's just Zach and Leanna staring at me. Zach is not staring at me at all. He's just like looking at Leanna like, should I copy her? Her expression at this dumbass?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys talking about me?
My mouth drops. How does she always hear us? Leanna and Zach look alarmed too. Amelia just blinks at the commotion.
Aren't you freezing?
Kara looks at her blankly.
I don't think so.
Zach's stares intensifies. His face is frozen in a confused grimace.
Seriously? How's that even possible when you're barely wearing...
Kara tilts her head and raises an eyebrow. She smiles, and the rest of Zach's sentence trails off. Leanna gaps at her.
Seriously, what's your secret?
Secret?
There's gotta be a secret to it, right? Or some kind of heating device that's keeping you warm?
Amy steps over and checks her manipulator.
She does not seem to be using any magical assistance to keep warm.
Kara laughs.
Are you guys a little chilly or something?
Fuck off. Yes, we are. Leanna's trembling becomes a little more noticeable as she huddles between me and Amelia. Kara glances at each of us trembling forms, and for a moment she seems confused.
Oh, wow. You guys do look cold.
Because it is!
She watches Leanna. Amy and I step closer together for warmth, and her expression changes like a light bulb went off in her head. She turns to Zach and her mouth spreads into a slow smirk. The way she's looking at him reminds me of a fox eyeing a rabbit.
Actually, you're right. I'm freezing. Ooh.
I'm freezing. She wraps her arms around herself and faints a violent shudder before cozying up to Zach.
I'm terribly cold.
He shuffles away from her.
What are you doing?
Kara pouts.
Trying to stay warm, of course. Aren't you cold too?
Zach frowns.
I'm not cold.
How are you not cold, pendejo? Just as he says that, the wind picks up again. He shivers and crosses his arms. A sly grin spreads across Kira's face.
Oh, of course you're not.
She moves towards him, and Zach shuffles away again.
Not happening.
Kara frowns.
But I'm not dressed appropriately for this weather.
How is that my fault?
Kara looks up at him with a big, shimmering puppy eyes.
Okay.
She looks defeated and sniffles.
I guess I'll try to manage somehow.
She hugs herself with another traumatic shiver and exaggerates a few more sniffles for added effect. Zach shifts side to side, clearly uncomfortable. He crosses his arms and lets out a deep, deep sigh.
Fine.
He goes to take off his coat, but Kara stops him.
Wait, I don't want you to be cold too.
Well, there's no other option.
Damn it. That same devilish smirk slides across her face.
Sure there is.
She lifts up Zach's jacket and slips inside, pressing herself against him.
Hey!
What? We have to keep warm, right? This jacket is big enough for the both of us.
Dude, I'm just like letting this happen. I don't want to do no commentary. Just look at him. What are you doing? Be gone, you thought. I don't want you with me. I gotta keep my virginity in check. Fucking Zach. Just imagine Zach sounding like that. Like how badass he looks, but he sounds like, oh, wowzers. Lady, don't come near me, you thought. I'm a man of God. Sorry, I just can't. Zach looks like he's about to argue, but says nothing. Kara smiles and snuggles into him. Zach's cheeks tingle pink, and he looks away from her. Kara notices his blush and smirks again.
Don't think I'm enjoying this. I'm only doing this because it'll be troublesome if you get sick.
You're a fucking Sundari, man.
Of course you are. That's so sweet, thank you.
My eyes drift over to Leanna. She glances at me and blushes before quickly looking away. Maybe that means she wants to get close too. Snuggle buddies. Snuggle buddies! I wrap my arm around Leanna and pull her close. Her face turned beet red.
What are you doing?
You're cold, aren't you? Me too. Leanna's blush darkens as she hesitates. What's wrong? This is warmer, isn't it? She almost smiles, but then her gaze snaps back to the others. She quickly slips out of my arms and shuffles a good foot away from me.
No thanks. I'm perfectly fine over here.
But she shivers against the breeze, curling into herself. I arch an eyebrow, amused. Doesn't look too warm over there. Doesn't look too warm over there to me, chica. I lift up my arm to give her room to snuggle back into my side, but she glances at the group again. It's as if she's afraid they're going to see us. I quickly glance around at the others before fainting a loud gasp. Wait, are you afraid they're going to see that we are... Wait, are you afraid they're going to see that we touched? Kara, Zach, and Amelia stop. They turn to look at us. Leanna scrambles back over to me, waving her hands.
Stop it! Keep your voice down.
Oh no! Body contact! The scandal! Leanna slaps her hand over my mouth, muffling my voice, and the laughter that follows. Fuck my voice. Ugh. Kara smirks.
Is everything alright back there?
Leanna blushes.
Yes, we're fine.
My throat. Kara has a wicked grin on her face. I think she's going to tease her, but instead she pulls on Zach's arm to keep moving. Leanna pulls her hand away, refusing to make eye contact.
We are nearing Ellendale. The journey should not be much longer.
Oh, really? What a shame.
Come on, Kara, come on. Man, it is getting hot in here. Hopefully we get there, then I can end it, because I am sweating. Ooh, fuck, man. Zach gives her a look.
I mean, oh boy. Yeah, it's so cold. Good thing we're almost there.
Look at this thought. Look at her with her daughter. He likes it, doesn't matter. Zach and Kara quickens their pace, and we follow them for the rest of the journey. We travel for a few days. It seems to get colder and colder the more we travel, but we somehow manage. On one afternoon, we finally arrive in Airedale. Okay, I'm gonna end it there, because I am sweating like a pig right now. Oh my god. Ugh. Look at me, I'm sweating. On my arms and everything. Okay. I'm gonna end it here. Or, no, you know what? Let's go a little bit more until the end. Or, damn it, I'm indecisive. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. This is a good place to leave it off. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And hit the bell notification to get more of these wacky videos. Okay. Well then, this is goodbye, and as always, bye-bye.